Have you ever looked in your rearview mirror and felt a genuine shiver down your spine? Imagine you are cruising down the highway on a rainy Tuesday evening minding your own business when suddenly the sky darkens just a little bit more behind you. You glance up and filling your entire mirror is a massive, imposing, pitch-black monolith. It looks less like a traditional family SUV and more like a high-speed vault designed for a movie villain. Welcome back to Crownline Reviews, everyone. Today, we are looking at something that completely redefines the concept of road presence. This is the 2026 BMW X10, and it is, without a shadow of a doubt, the most intimidating, luxurious, and unapologetically massive vehicle the Bavarian brand has ever produced. Before we dive into the sheer scale of this machine, I want to ask you a quick question. What is the absolute most important thing you look for in a luxury vehicle? Is it the badge on the hood, the quietness of the cabin, or the way it makes you feel when you walk up to it with the keys in your hand? Let me know down in the comments because I read every single one of them, and your thoughts help shape the cars we bring to Crownline Reviews. Now let us talk about the elephant, or rather, the absolute leviathan in the room. The BMW X10 is not just a step up from the X7, it is an entirely new stratosphere of automotive architecture. Let's look at this incredible machine sitting here on the concrete. The paint color is a deep, glossy, almost liquid black that seems to absorb the light around it while perfectly reflecting the modern glass building behind it. It is a color that demands respect and probably a weekly professional detail, but when it is clean, it is absolutely breathtaking. The front end is where the magic and the controversy truly begins. BMW has taken their signature kidney grilles and expanded them to monumental proportions. They feature these bold, vertical slats that are illuminated from within, giving the car a menacing glow even in the dead of night. But it is the lighting design that really catches your eye. BMW has fully embraced the split headlight trend, but they have executed it with a level of aggression I have never seen before. Up top, you have these razor-thin, piercing LED daytime running lights that look like furrowed eyebrows. Just below them, integrated into the dark recesses of the bumper, are the main lighting units flanked by these striking, vertical amber LED strips. These amber lights give the front fascia a layered, almost robotic appearance. It is a face that says, "Move over," without you ever having to flash your high beams. Moving down to the lower front bumper, the design gets even more aggressive. There are sharp, angular air intakes and a prominent lower front splitter that looks like it belongs on a track-focused sports car, not a three-row luxury land yacht. There's even some subtle, stylized lettering etched into the lower lip, adding a touch of bespoke, custom-built flair to the front end. It is a masterclass in brutalist design. The wheels are equally impressive. They are massive, dark gray, multi-spoke alloy wheels that fill the enormous wheel arches perfectly. Through the spokes, you can just catch a glimpse of the heavy-duty brake calipers, and right in the center sits that classic blue and white BMW roundel, a small reminder of the heritage behind this futuristic beast. Speaking of heritage, we have to talk about how we got here. If you look back at the history of BMW SUVs, or sports activity vehicles as they like to call them, it has been a steady march toward this exact moment. The original X5 proved that a tall, heavy vehicle could still drive like a proper sports sedan. Then came the X7, which finally gave large families a true three-row option with a premium badge. But the X7 always felt like it was competing with the standard luxury SUVs. The X10, however, is aiming higher. It is aiming for the ultra-luxury segment, looking to steal buyers away from the likes of the Mercedes-Maybach GLS and even the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. It takes the lessons learned from the past 2 decades and amplifies them to the absolute maximum. While we cannot peek inside this specific model today, I can tell you exactly what the interior experience of the X10 is designed to be. Imagine opening a door that feels as thick and heavy as a bank vault. You step inside and you are immediately greeted by the smell of rich, untreated leather and the soft glow of ambient lighting that wraps around the entire cabin. BMW has designed this interior to be a sanctuary. The screens are massive, stretching across the dashboard like a digital horizon, but the technology is designed to be intuitive. Whether you are a tech-savvy teenager or a grandparent who just wants to turn on the heated seats, the menus are simple, clear, and easy to navigate. The real magic of the X10 happens in the back seats. This is not a car where the rear passengers are treated as an afterthought. The second row features massive, reclining captain's chairs with their own entertainment screens, massage functions, and enough legroom to comfortably cross your legs. It is a space designed for long-distance cruising, where you can conduct a business meeting or simply take a nap in complete silence. Even the third row, which is usually a penalty box in most SUVs, is spacious enough for full-grown adults to sit comfortably for hours. It is a true, uncompromised luxury lounge on wheels. Now you might be wondering how a vehicle this massive actually moves. To propel a machine of this size, you need a monumental amount of power, and BMW has delivered. Underneath that long, sculpted hood lies a sophisticated plug-in hybrid powertrain. It pairs a buttery-smooth, twin-turbocharged V8 engine with a powerful electric motor. The combined output is somewhere in the neighborhood of 750 horsepower and a mountain of torque. But it is not just about the raw numbers, it is about how that power is delivered. When you press the accelerator, there is no dramatic roar or sudden jolt. Instead, the electric motor provides instant, silent thrust, getting this heavy beast rolling with the effortless grace of a luxury yacht leaving the dock. As you pick up speed, the V8 engine wakes up seamlessly, providing a deep, muscular hum that lets you know you have endless power in reserve. It is a powertrain that is capable of pinning you back in your seat if you demand it, but it prefers to operate in a state of quiet, overwhelming competence. You can even drive it on pure electric power for short trips around town, making it surprisingly efficient for its size. But how does it actually feel to drive in the real world? This is where the X10 truly surprised me. When you first climb into the driver's seat, the sheer width and length of the hood can be intimidating. You feel like you're captaining a small ship. But the moment you start moving, the engineering magic takes over. The steering is incredibly light at low speeds, making it remarkably easy to maneuver through tight city streets. It also features rear-wheel steering, which means the back wheels turn slightly in the opposite direction of the front wheels, shrinking the turning radius and making this giant SUV feel much smaller than it actually is. Once you get out onto the open highway, the X10 transforms into the ultimate long-distance cruiser. The adaptive air suspension is nothing short of miraculous. It reads the road ahead and adjusts the shock absorbers in milliseconds. You do not drive over potholes or expansion joints in the X10, you simply float over them. The cabin is so well insulated with acoustic glass and sound-deadening materials that you can barely hear the wind or the tires. You could have a whispered conversation with someone in the third row while cruising at highway speeds. It is a deeply relaxing, almost therapeutic driving experience that leaves you feeling refreshed even after hours behind the wheel. However, we pride ourselves on honesty here at Crownline Reviews, and we have to talk about the reality of owning a vehicle like this. The X10 is not without its trade-offs. First and foremost is the sheer size. While the rear-wheel steering helps, there is no escaping the physical dimensions of this car when it comes to parking. Finding a spot at a crowded grocery store or navigating an older, tight parking garage will require patience and a heavy reliance on the 360-degree camera system. It is simply too big for some everyday situations. And there's the cost of ownership. Flagship luxury SUV with a complex plug-in hybrid V8 powertrain is going to be expensive to maintain. While BMW's recent engines have proven to be quite reliable, when things do eventually need replacing, the parts and labor will carry a premium price tag. You also have to consider the cost of tires for those massive wheels and the insurance premiums that come with a vehicle in this price bracket. This is a car for someone who values ultimate luxury and presence and is willing to pay the running costs associated with that lifestyle. It is not a budget-friendly family hauler. So what is the final verdict on the 2026 BMW X10? Who is this car actually for? If you're someone who wants to blend in, who wants a subtle, understated vehicle that goes unnoticed in traffic, you should look elsewhere. The X10 is loud, proud, and impossible to ignore. But if you are the kind of person who wants the absolute pinnacle of space, comfort, and road presence, if you want a vehicle that makes every single journey feel like a special event, then the X10 is in a class of its own. It takes the concept of the luxury SUV and pushes it to its absolute limits, offering an experience that is both thrilling and deeply comforting. Thank you so much for joining me today on Crownline Reviews. We love bringing you these detailed looks at the most fascinating cars on the road, and your support means the world to us. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the BMW X10, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend who loves cars just as much as you do. We have some incredible vehicles lined up for the next few weeks, and you will not want to miss them. Until next time, remember, life is far too short to drive boring cars, but it is just long enough to drive one that makes the whole world stop and stare.